guys, welcome back to another Sales Bug virtual podcast. I'm so excited that you guys could join me. Again, I'm the leading sales bug, Kristen. I am a mother, blogger, and a 9 to 5 sales executive. And let me tell you, I'm very successful at it. Please ignore my old school headphones. It's the best way that I could communicate with a microphone that would not look too bulky like my headset I use for work. So today's podcast is going to be about what a day in the life of being a sales executive actually looks like for me, what I do every single day, and kind of some tips to help new sales professionals structure their day so they are hitting their success goals and that they are moving deals forward. So first and foremost, I usually get up between 6:30 and 7, get myself ready, get myself dressed. I take a cold shower so I'm powered and energized. I usually like to make tea in the morning versus coffee. Coffee just, the caffeine's good, but it definitely makes me pretty tired once I hit the afternoon. I don't know. I think the buzz is gone by then. So I rely on tea in the morning, which helps. I make myself and my son breakfast. Because of the pandemic, he's home with me, preschooler. You guys can only imagine. So after I do breakfast, when I get to my desk, the first thing I like to do is take a quick peek at my schedule for the day, and the day ahead as well. I utilize my Google Calendar that's connected to my work account, but then I also utilize a planner from Target. You could pick up one of these. I usually get excited around school supply time because these are really cheap. I got this one for like $5. But I highly recommend using a hard copy one too, so you can actually write it down and you're able to look at it and know exactly what you need to do for the day. My phone is also connected to my work email, so I usually get notifications when something's coming up within about 10 minutes so I can prepare myself. And in the morning, I usually take that time to, one, create my Power Hour prospecting list for the day. And then I also take time to review any notes for any upcoming meetings that are happening, any upcoming important phone calls with my clients, and just making sure I'm just overall prepared before my day it truly begins. So at around 8:15, 8:30, my sales manager usually likes to have a whole team meeting. So I usually dedicate between 8 and 9 time for that because you just never know time that's going to be. And I soak up and all the information that he has to share and keeping in the back of my mind what my daily goals are supposed to be. So with the company that I work for, we do have a point system where we kind of keep our track of like the dials that we make, contacts that we have, any deals that we're able to move to the finish line, and then also any new presentations and demos that we set up. So with that in the back of my mind, I prepare after that meeting for my Power Hour, which is between 9 and 10:30. So during that Power Hour, I am not researching my prospects because I already have a list put together. In my company that I work for, we already kind of have pre-built lead lists. So if you're in like insurance and real estate where you have to actually go out and get your prospects, you probably want to spend some time probably the night before preparing so you're not scrambling and kind of wasting a good 2 hours of the day researching. You should be using that time for making phone calls, or if you're in the emailing, texting field, that should be your time for that. Between 10:30 and 11, I usually spend time reviewing my pipeline, seeing what needs to be done in each of my deals. I take a look at any of the notes I left for myself previously to see if there's anything pressing that needs to be done, whether that be someone needs a pricing proposal, maybe a quick phone call to touch base and make sure we're still on track to move forward. And then I also take some time, that time specifically for me, to send emails out to my prospects, not the ones that are in my pipeline, but the ones that I want to connect with. The reason being I don't do that during my prospecting Power Hour is because that time for me is specifically for dialing. So after that 10:30 period comes my 11 to around about 12:30 lunch hour. It's to 12:30 now for me because I have my son at home and he requires a nap. Otherwise, I do not make it through the afternoon. During that time, I unplug, make my lunch, and kind of distance myself from my workstation so I'm not, overwhelmed with anything that's going on in my son's in background. This is an example of being a work at home mom. And so after lunch, while my son is napping, I do my best. If I get presentations or things on my calendar, I highly suggest between the hours of 12:30 and about 2:30 to get those meetings done, because he's sleeping and he's not going to be a huge distraction. So that's usually my time for either demonstrations, follow-up calls, or huge and important client meetings, and even a meeting with my one-on-ones with my manager too, are usually dedicated to that time, and they recognize that. If I don't have a demonstration, of course, I will utilize that as an extra hour of prospecting, or researching, depending on where I'm at. After 2 o'clock, I hit my power hour once again. So I do my best to book off at least 2 to 3 hours of prospecting time, depending on what my schedule looks like early in the morning. So my second half of prospecting happens between about 2 o'clock to about 4. So during that time, I try to hit, because my territory is in the Midwest, I try to hit my states that are going towards the West Coast, because I know they close at 5, similar to like my company. So I'd be able to get in contact with a few more people than calling people closer to the East Coast. And then when 4 o'clock hits, that's usually my time to start dialing down a bit. I send out a couple more emails between 4 and 4:30, reviewing my notes from any of the deals that I've moved forward during the day, entering notes from demos that I've done, triple checking to make sure I hit every single piece that could be added to my success for the day if I hit my points. And then around 4:30, I kind of wrap up, have my last conversation with my manager if there are things that need to get done, and kind of clear my workstation. And then I use the last 10 minutes before 5 to hop on LinkedIn, seeing what's new, if there's any like new contacts I should be talking to, any new connections, any new articles that are relevant to my industry, and just seeing what's out there so I can prepare myself for the very next day. I know I gave you guys kind of a less than 10 minute spiel of what I do. But for the most part, it's pretty consistent. I talk to different people every day, so that's where it does vary. But I can say being in sales has forced me to be extremely organized, more organized than I was in college, and more accountable too, because not only am I working off of my dime and my company's dime, but I'm also working off of my client and prospects' dime. And it's important for me to make sure I'm delivering the best value, being present in the moment, and actually knowing exactly where I am in my day and not getting too lost. Because when you're new in sales, it's easy to get lost in the weeds and shut down because you're going in a million miles an hour in so many different directions. But if you take time in the morning or the evening before, whatever your preference may be, to prepare yourself, utilize a planner like this, you will go far. And I promise you, the journey as a sales executive or even sales development rep will be fun, exciting, and invigorating. Again, I do want to thank you guys for listening. I'll be doing another podcast on Tuesday, probably around the same time. And I look forward to seeing you guys fairly soon. Please like and subscribe on the next channel. You can definitely follow me on Facebook, The Sales Bug, Instagram, just Sales Bug, and Twitter, The Sales Bug. And feel free, if you're interested in signing up for maybe a free 30-minute consultation call to see if sales coaching is right for you, please visit my link below in the description section, or you can go to thesalesbug.com/contact, and I will be sure to connect with you within 24 hours of your submission. Thank you for your time, and have a good rest of your evening.